Yes, good morning to you, sport lovers around the globe. Welcome to Sports in the Jiffy on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM, where I bring to you beats, pieces, breakdown highlights of everything that's happened in the world of sports over the last 24 hours. And I know that you want to sit back, you want to relax, and you want to enjoy on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
And yes, so we begin with this. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria says it asks capable athletes to fill the vacuum should US-based sprinter Favour Philly decide to switch allegiance from Nigeria to another country. Is that what should be coming out from the covers of the AFN? But the relationship between Philly and the AFN became strained at the just concluded Paris 2024 Olympics following the disappearance of a name from the list that the Federation submitted for the women's 100 meters event. While the AFN maintained its innocence, saying it listed Philly for the 100 meters, 200 meters, and the 4x100 meter relay at the games, the athlete says that the Federation should be held responsible. Exactly. You say her name was there, but she didn't see her name. We all did not see our name on the list. But so what happened between is what we don't know. And yeah, report has indicated that Favour Philly is considering switching allegiance to another country, just like Hamach thrower and Paris 2024 Olympic silver medalist Anete Ineka did following a similar administrative oversight which prevented her from competing for Team Nigeria at Tokyo Olympics. And yesterday, the Federation said they would not stop Ofili from actualizing our alleged plan, saying if truly Ofili is considering switching our allegiance from Nigeria to another country, it might be difficult for the AFN to prevent her. But Ofili must know some of the technicalities involved in such move because World Athletics rules state that for an athlete to be eligible to compete for another country, he or she must stay away from any athletics competition for a period of 3 years. It means Ofili would not compete in any athletic event between now and late 2027. Is that a way of AFN saying just stay now? Meanwhile, Chelsea are reportedly gearing up for transfer talks with Napoli's sporting director Giovanni Manna this week to discuss a potential move for Victor Osimhen. The Blues have decided to make the Nigerian striker their primary target with just 2.5 weeks of summer transfer window remaining. Giovanni is already on UK soil to negotiate Napoli's bid for Brighton midfielder Billy Gilmore. And also, the Napoli director is also set to continue talks with Chelsea over Romelu Lukaku, who could swap places with Victor Osimhen. Napoli's boss Antonio Conte is reportedly eager for a reunion with the Belgian star, having previously closed out his best performances at Inter Milan. And according to sources, there has been a breakthrough at Chelsea with sporting directors Paul Winstancy and Lawrence Stewart having agreed to sign off on bringing Victor Osimhen to Stamford Bridge. The 25-year-old is reportedly open to signing, but it insists the move be a permanent one rather than a loan. Osimhen has a 111 million release clause included in his Napoli contract. Chelsea are not only faced with coughing out a staggering 9-figure sum for the striker, but also negotiating a salary which could shatter their existing wage structure. PSG are also sniffing around Osimhen too, keen to replace Kylian Mbappe, who joined Real Madrid this summer. Meanwhile, as the 2024-2025 La Liga season kicks off this evening with Nigerian midfielder Crisantos Uche set to make his debut for Getafe against Athletic Club. Uche, who's 21, joined Getafe from AD Kyoto on a 4-year deal, becoming the third Nigerian to play for the club, following in the footsteps of Peter Etebo and Ikechukwu Uche. Meanwhile, Australian club Perth Glory have announced the signing of Super Falcons defender Onyechi Zog. Zog signed a one-year contract with the A-League women's side. The 27-year-old previously played for Swiss club Servette, and the composed centre-back is now looking forward to opening a new chapter in a career with Perth Glory. And meanwhile, Austin Eguavoen is set to take charge of the Super Eagles for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic and Amavubi of Rwanda. The Nigerian Football Federation has delayed the appointment of a new head coach for the Super Eagles after announcing it will employ an expatriate in June. The Super Eagles will begin their quest for a place at the AFCON 2025 with a home game against neighbors the Benin Republic on Saturday, September 7. The three-time African champions will visit the Amaro Stadium, Kigali, to keep a date with Rwanda 3 days later. And it's from a reliable source that the NFF is having impossibilities to actually employ a new head coach for the Super Eagles before the games against Benin and Rwanda. And the sources later said that Eguavoen is currently the technical director of the NFF, is in line to manage the team for the two games. So yes, the NFF say it's going to be very difficult for them to get a head coach for the Super Eagles before their games against Benin Republic and Rwanda. And so Eguavoen is in line to actually take charge of those two matches. Meanwhile, our very own star boy Ademola Lookman was the only player with the highest rating for Atalanta despite their defeat to Real Madrid in the UEFA Super Cup in Warsaw yesterday. Lookman featured for Atalanta and was the most outstanding player for the Europa League champions who lost 2-0 to Real Madrid. In a rating done by a sports league, Lookman was rated 6.32, the highest by any Atalanta player. Let's bring it back home. Doma United have announced the dissolution of its management, technical crew, and backroom staff. Problem in that particular one. Savannah Tigers said the decision is part of the ongoing commitment to reposition the club towards achieving their objectives. Meanwhile, in the world of tennis, Cincinnati Open, Jack Draper had to battle back from 4-2 down in a deciding set tiebreak to beat Joan Muna in the first round of the Cincinnati Open. British number one Draper won 7-5, 3-6, 7-6, 7-5 against the Spanish qualifier and will face Greek ninth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas in the next round. Draper came through despite an injury concern late in the deciding set, calling for the physio when he was 6-5 up to receive treatment for an abdomen problem. Tsitsipas meanwhile beat Germany's Jan-Lead Struff 4-6, 6-4, 6-3, while world number one Jannik Sinner progressed with a 6-4, 7-5 victory against American qualifier Alex Michelsen. Top seed Jannik Sinner will face Australian Jordan Thompson in round 2. While British Duke, Katie Bolter and Arias Das were both knocked out on the first round. A five-time Grand Slam champion Iga Swiatek needed 3 sets to overcome qualifier Varvara Grecheva in the first round. World number one Iga Swiatek, who is also top seed, breezed through the opening sets before being taken to a tie-break in the second. She eventually booked a spot in the second round 6-0, 6-7, 8-10, 6-2. Players meanwhile are preparing for the US Open, the final major of the season, which begins on the 26th of August this month in New York. And yes, let's move over to the world king of sports, football. But meanwhile, Do you know that 2 people are going to win 10,000 naira this morning? Yes, 10,000 naira each for 2 different people. The first draw will be happening around 5 minutes past 11, while the second one is around 11:45 a.m. All you need to do to stand the chance of winning 10,000 naira is to participate in High Cash Splash. Just buy tickets that cost 500 naira only by dialing *347 *972 # *347 *972 # or visit highcashsplash.com. And guess what? The more tickets you buy, the better your chances of winning 10,000 naira.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Ronaldo's son, João Mendes, has signed for English Championship side Burnley in a deal that will run until 2026. Mendes has been in the academy at Barcelona since 2023 after a successful trial. The 19-year-old started his youth career in Brazil with Cruzeiro, where he spent 4 years. He left Barcelona earlier this year after his contract came to an end, and according to sources, he has now signed for Burnley. It's also reported that Mendes will be available to manager Scott Parker before the end of the week. Meanwhile, even if Kylian Mbappe had not completed his long-awaited move to Real Madrid this summer, they would be widely tipped to retain La Liga. Who's that particular club? It is Real Madrid. The Super Cup winners of last night. So with the French superstar joining the likes of Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham, Madrid seem almost certain to continue dominating Spanish football ahead of rivals Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. Mbappe made his Real Madrid debut on yesterday and started as a means to go on scoring and lifting the UEFA Super Cup in a 2-0 win over Atalanta. The big question now for coach Carlo Ancelotti is how to fit Mbappe into his plans, although if any coach can manage to keep his stars happy, it is the Italian. England international Jude Bellingham may drop back into the midfield role he occupied at Borussia Dortmund after being a key part of the attack for Real Madrid last season, particularly in the first half of the campaign. Brahim Diaz, Adagula and others will also be looking to make an impact when they get their chances, with Ancelotti showing last season he was happy to rotate in La Liga. You see, when you have top players, be rest assured, you don't have to start doing kitty kata. Because you know players are there, men mount for you on the field and also on the bench. Mbappe, who's 25, has been Real Madrid's dream signing for years, but finally completed his switch to the Santiago Bernabeu this summer after his Paris Saint-Germain deal came to an end. First match with Real Madrid, first trophy with Real Madrid this season. And yes, the season is about to start. La Liga is starting today, by the way. Meanwhile, quickly, Manchester United fans, Bruno Fernandes fans, Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes has signed a new contract that will extend his stay at Old Trafford until June 2027 with the option for a further year. The Portugal midfielder has scored 79 goals and contributed 67 assists in his 234 appearances for the club. Fernandes, who's 29, joined United from Sporting Lisbon in January 2020 for 47 million euros, and his previous deal, which he signed in 2022, was set to expire in 2026. Fernandes replaced Harry Maguire as United's club captain in July 2023. And yes, ETH, that is Eric Ten Hag, has kept faith in the midfielder despite coming under intense criticism at times from former United keepers Gary Neville and Roy Keane. So yes, Bruno Fernandes would definitely still be at Old Trafford for a very long time. Meanwhile, when Ronnie got his first win as Plymouth head coach as his side beats the Chatham Town 3-0 in the Carabao Cup first round at home park. Manchester City midfielder Calvin Phillips is set to join newly promoted Ipswich Town on loan for the season. Ipswich Town becoming the Luton Town of Premier League. Phillips has failed to break into the City starting side since his 45 million euros move from Leeds 2 years ago. He joined West Ham on loan for the second half of last season in an effort to secure an England spot for Euro 2024, but a combination of poor form and injury wrecked his chances of making Gareth Southgate's squad. The loan deal does not include a sale option, although City manager Pep Guardiola spoke highly of the 28-year-old during the club's pre-season tour of the United States. He was left on the bench for the Saturday's Community Shield success against Manchester United, even though star midfielder Rodri was not involved. A number of clubs, including Fulham, were interested in signing Phillips, but Ipswich appeared to have won the chase, with the deal expected to be completed by tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, yesterday's big one for the season, the UEFA Super Cup, Real Madrid versus Atalanta. Kylian Mbappe scored on his Real Madrid debut as they beat Atalanta to claim a record 6th UEFA Super Cup in Warsaw, Poland. The French forward, who's 25, was barely involved during the first period of Real Madrid struggled to find their rhythm against the Gianpiero Gasparini's well-drilled side. However, the top tier of Real Madrid were transformed after the break, and Federico Valverde tapped in Vinicius Junior's pass to open the scoring. And as Atalanta began to fade, Kylian Mbappe on his debut doubled Real Madrid's lead, accelerated onto Jude Bellingham's pass before dispatching an effort into the top corner. Atalanta has started the contest as the brighter team, with Martin de Roon's effort ricocheting off Eder Militao's and striking the Real's crossbar. And with Kylian Mbappe operating in the central role and Bellingham deeper in midfield, Rodrigo's effort on the stroke of halftime, which hit the Atalanta's bar, was the best Real Madrid had to offer. However, at the time Kylian Mbappe was rejoined later on, last season's Champions League winners looked comfortable winners against the Europa League holders, Atalanta. One match, one trophy for the Real Madrid star boy, Kylian Mbappe. When Real Madrid has the likes of Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, Valverde, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Brahim Diaz, Endrick, other clubs will be shaking to meet them in the group stage of the Champions League. And like I said, the Spanish La Liga begins today. The first match is going to be Athletic Club against the Getafe, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. While the second one for today, Real Betis going against Girona. Will Girona be starting this season on a clean slate? Or will Real Betis say we are here to play? You don't want to miss it. Club season has begun. So guys, put your money where your mouth is. Speaking about putting your money where your mouth is, all you need to do to be one of those winners that will be winning 10,000 naira is for you to dial *347 *972 # or visit highcashplash.com. Guess what? The more tickets you buy, the better your chances of winning. Ticket costs just 500 naira. And that's all on Sports Day Jiffy this morning, the Thursday edition. My name is Oluwatomi Owoborode, and definitely You're on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. The Morning Impact Show continues. Stay tuned.